Pisces collective sun, moon, rising Venus signs, and cross watchers. Welcome to your 8-card draw. What do I need shadow read for this full moon in Aries to new moon in Scorpio, October 2022? I'm your reader, Pisces moon, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, 24 years in service, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. You can preview it for free if you want to check the link in the description box. I'm a creator on Patreon, a mystical artist, a spiritual teacher, doing some amazing stuff over there. I love patreon.com, building a lovely community over there. They get exclusive content no one else will see, like the new Zoom classes we've been recording. So even if they can't make it for the class, they can watch it at any time. The extended readings, meaning the part 2s, part 1 on YouTube, part 2 is on Vimeo.com pay-per-view, which is wonderful, Vimeo on demand. But all of my subscribers get all of the extended readings, past, present, and future, as well as every morning I live stream with an unlisted YouTube link for a live stream, so my patrons chat with me in the morning, cup of coffee, bathrobe, over on the couch, working from the laptop, always doing a little prayer, a little blessing, a little meditation, looking at the day's astrology, right? The magical implications, the spiritual applications, however you want to do that up. Mystical artist, I love it so much. So if you want a deeper experience, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lyons, in this life called Mark Angelo Lyons, but it's so much easier to just call me Mal. Hi, my fishy family, my mer people. Mer. It's like our not-so-secret handshake. Happy to be serving you. Last read of the series is usually the best, and like I said, I'm a Pisces moon, so I'm interested to see what hits the table, because these have been intense. So let's see if we have left the best for last. If you're new to the channel, however, got to do this for the new people. Any card draw is just one card from 8 different decks, and it includes tips and hints about a specific astrological timeline. In this astrological timeline, we're looking at a waning moon, a lunar timeline, from full to new in October 2022. Let's look at it real quick. Full moon in Aries tomorrow at the time of this recording, but Sunday, October 9th, 4:45 a.m. when the moon rides at her peak, then ye heart's desires seek. That's why I do the 5-card waxing moons from new to full every month as well. So cast for what you're going to cast for, and then get ready for the 2 weeks that follow: the releasing, the letting go, the purging, the surrendering, the forgiveness, the spiritual alchemy from lead to gold, lead having 3 more atoms than gold on the periodic table, so releasing them, transforming them through healing, shadow work, however you want to do it. There are some great links in the description box about shadow work. One, The Shadow Effect, featuring Debbie Ford. It's like The Secret, but for shadow work, which is a good introduction, as well as a wonderful workshop actually, by Greg Braden, talking about the 7 Essene, E-S-S-E-N-E, mirrors, the mirroring process. Just fascinating and very applicable to these readings. Right, so you're clearing the path to get to, wait, you hear this, a new moon in Scorpio on a Tuesday, 7:49 a.m. Plant a seed for Scorpio at 7 a.m.? Sure. Sounds like fun. Money, sex, power, other people's resources. Woohoo, yeah. So you use these 2 weeks building up to that, releasing, clearing space, to plant a nice fertile Scorpio moon seed on that Tuesday, 6:49 a.m. Let's just say 7. It is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other sign. Standard YouTube reading rules apply. different signs, your sun, moon, rising, Venus sign are going to have different takes on a particular timeline, but maybe you have 4 different aspects of your life, though they are all interconnected. That's why you tweak one, the rest tend to shift as you go along. It's holographic and really important. This is true, I think, of all of my readings. Cross-watchers, if you apply this information to yourself, your energy field, your process, your letting go, whatever, your spiritual practice or whatever it may be, you're going to heal. You're going to do this for yourself, which means you're going to be helping the one that you are cross-watching for, as well as the entire Pisces collective. And that's unity, and that's what my work is about. And that's why both feet on the floor if you can, and focus on your breath if you will, because I will do my best to get us the clarity, guidance, and grace so we can do our shadow work and as a result shift this planet into more golden timelines rather than leaded, more healthy than toxic, more unity than separation. You get what are you smelling what the mal is boiling up here, Potion Witch, that I am, Pisces Moon? I hope so, because I'm ready to do it. Ready? Enough explanation. Let's dive deep, Pisces, and do some divination. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Yeah, I feel him in the room using the Caroline Mace archetype deck. That's MYSS. She's a PhD and the author of Sacred Contracts. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, the angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the General Assembly, the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, the spirit animals and totems, Lord Ganesh, and the delegation from the pantheons of all pantheons, from all traditions, lineages, and cultures, please. What is the dominant 8th chakra archetype hovering over the head like a satellite of the Pisces collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. There's a lot of cards in this deck. It takes a while to shuffle. Leave the card in my hand. The archetypal soul power. They are alchemizing from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace over this shadow read, through this shadow read, over this waning moon period, but also that they get that you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, or dealing with somebody who has this archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. So what is it? The code that's going to transmit down to all the other chakras, shifting what they attract, what they repel, their electromagnetic fields, so that hopefully they will no longer delay that which cannot be connected in terms of the shadow work they need to do. This full to new October 2022. That was a lot. Woo! And you got the prostitute archetype. You know that's in the title. But look, everybody has the prostitute archetype. It is a member of the survival family. Everybody has the child, the victim, victor, the saboteur, empowerer, and the prostitute archetype. It has very little to do with being a hooker. I promise you read Sacred Contracts, or just honestly put MYSS and prostitute archetype and you will get more than you bargained for. It's how we learn how to survive, by dealing with the shadow and moving it into light, right? The lead to gold. 3 more atoms here than here, so that means there's gold hidden in here, and our last card down is going to elaborate on what that gold is. So, the shadow attribute of the prostitute places material considerations and security above self-empowerment, like staying in a toxic situation because the money's good. Right? Well, that's clear, right? That's just one example. The light attribute accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. I mean, look what I do for a living. I come from lawyers. I could have gone to law school. I was a model. Thank God. I know that quantum of version of me died from sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I know it did. Please, no. No, I cannot. I will not prostitute myself. In terms of my art, in terms of my path, right? Well, it's so much easier to just blend in. Fuck that, right? So think of the hooker with the heart of gold, right? Oh my God, a bunch of Irma Ladouce, just with my Sweet Charity, right? There's a bunch of them out there, archetypally speaking. But yeah, no, it has very little to do with sex for money. Just saying. But if that's the situation, that's the situation. In other words, I kind of, in my mind, divorce sex work away from prostitutes, because sex work, hey man, it's the oldest profession. You do your thing. You make your coin as best you can. To each their own. Blessed be. We're not bodies. We're immortal spirits. we're divine spirits and immortal souls on heroes' journeys in human bodies. So we got the 8th chakra archetype. Everybody has this one. Keep that in mind, right? And it's a scale of lead to gold. You might be 100% gold in one thing, but then like 85% lead in the other, right? We all have this to deal with. So let's look at the next 4 chakras down the internal world, the feminine energy. Heart, third eye, crown, spiritual, mental, willpower, and emotional power. Because this is where the shadow work begins. Third chakra, willpower, your choice, your free will, whether you want to delay what can no longer be prevented. But as my guides keep reminding me, we love you. You don't have to do this right now. We can do this later. We can do this tomorrow. You want to come back 10 lives from now and do this again? I'm like, yeah, no, let's do it now. Let's see what hits the table. Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. By the way, I have ocean wave music playing. Well, it's on music. The sounds of ocean waves in the back for this one. As I call upon my goddesses of water, the sign of Pisces, powers of the West, please, beloved ones, wise ones, the depth of the ocean and even deeper, please, one card in clarity for the Pisces collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. What do they need to be aware of inside of themselves to help them do this shadow work? Prostitute archetype. The prostitute archetype, the guardian of faith and comfort. What will we negotiate our faith for comfort? Please, one card in clarity for the shadow work. Pisces collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign and cross watcher, this full to new October 2022. And we got the Strength card. Excellent. Excellent. Courage, certainly. But in this type of reading, there are only 2 tarot decks and they represent chakras. Then that means this one is all for heart, third eye, crown. But of course, we're going to go dominant heart. That internal soul strength, right? Your real alignment, your ability to face your fears. I mean, what's the point of doing shadow work if you ain't got courage, right? But that courage is what's the opposite of courage, right? Cowardice. So as we face our own shadows of cowardice, even feeling our own feelings, Pisces, come on, we're the mystics and we're the addicts, right? So we either deal with it or we don't. Delay what cannot be prevented. So, we cultivate courage. We alchemize it out of the cowardice into courage by loving ourselves. And that loving ourselves sounds so cliche, and it is. But it means giving yourself that frequency of love that only you can give you. It's like a pin code, right? Everybody else can love you, can bounce right off you. You'd never know, unless you're a total empath, right? But even then, what is love anyway? Does anybody really love anybody anyway? Well, take it to heart. Take it to heart. It's going to take some courage to get through this, and you have it. Look how much you've survived already. You're still here. I'm still here, I know. Thank God for different quantum versions of me that croaked, so I'm still alive. Yeah, the rock star did not go well. Okay, let's look at the lower 3 chakras, shall we? The Mythic Tarot. Yeah, with a name like Mal, you think I was a gay bad boy of rock and roll, but chances are he was in the closet and fooled around with guys in back rooms and died as a result. Please take a nice deep breath. Past life, schmast life, 1, 2, 3. Still point. Okay, we're off to quite a start here. A courageous prostitute walks into a bar and leaves out with her integrity intact. I call upon my gods of water, the sign of Pisces, power, the sign, the element of water sign of Pisces, powers of the West. Please, one card In clarity, there you are. For the Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Suns, and Cross Watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, lower 3 chakras, physical energy, the masculine energy, the physical world, relationships in the physical world, root chakra, tribal stuff in there, groups, circles of friends, nationalities, 3 or more, it's a tribe. Second chakra, one-on-one, relationship to another person or thing, money, sex, power, creativity, solar plexus. Relationship to the self in the world, self-esteem as a verb. Intuition, gut intuition, particularly solar plexus intuition, survival intuition that usually nobody else gets but us in that moment. So our self-estimation and our intuition are directly linked, as well as our honor codes in there. What we want, what we do, what we don't. Our boundaries, which are really important, particularly for the empathic. What do you got for us, please? Lower 3 chakras, outside in, looking out at them. Outside in, inside out, looking at them. This full to new, you got the world. You got double whammy in terms of major arcana, the strength in the world. You're at the end of a cycle. Good to do this work then during a waning moon. If major arcana cards, and so this is all 3, right? If this is all 3, heart, third eye crown, this is all 3 chakras, root, sacrum, solar plexus. Look, the courage that something is wrapping up, but graduation, and that's the thing. You trust your faith to make it through, right? I mean, it says it here, accentuates the challenge of surviving, meaning day-to-day surviving, financially, mentally, emotionally, all of that, without negotiating the power of your spirit. It's a big thing, right? Yet everybody's doing that, right? Everybody has that archetype in play. Well, with courage, you got the courage in there. Just got to kind of tap into it. And let's face it, courage is an emotion if you get into it, right? The grace of fortitude, the heart chakra, in my book, Words of Grace, and Carolyn Mace's Defy Gravity. But with the world, you have what it takes to do this. This is usually seen as a great beneficent. Because at least it's over, right, on that level. But it's not just, a thing. Like major arcanas are archetypal places, stages we move through. Minor arcana are the things that happen, and the court cards are the people, as well as our own astrological aspects mixed in there. So, interesting chakra read, a prostitute in the 8th, strength in the inner, the world on the outer. That sort of rolls off the tongue. Let's see what we're going to get here with the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. Nothing like a mantra to help you through and do the work. And it is a healing mantra deck, so I mean it, cross watchers. If you do this, you will heal, and you will help them all heal. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. I feel you. I call upon the Ascended Masters of Survival, because there's got to be a bunch of y'all that incarnated here in physical form and played the game on planet Earth, and a bunch of y'all that haven't. So please, I've never called upon you that way before. Please, one card in clarity, Ascended Masters of Survival, meaning we know you played the game. You know what it's like, right, to have to pay bills or close to, whatever era you were here in. Please, what is the perfect healing mantra for the Pisces collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading to alchemize the prostitute in the 8th, strength on the inner, the world on the outer. This full to new October 2022. Activating the third eye, I'm willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. The grace of humility, what I call the maiden grace, is a gateway grace. It opens you up to all sorts of mystical, cool stuff, cash and prizes, so to speak. Grant me the maiden grace of humility to know that I do not know, but I am willing to be shown. Right? That's what helps. I am willing, throat chakra, to see, third eye, beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. How you think this is going to go. All right. I'm willing. I don't know if I'm ready or able, but I'm willing. I mean, this is what triggers a miracle in A Course in Miracles. It takes a small willingness. Small willingness. All right, well, maybe I could see it differently, right? But you have the courage to do this. You have the internal fortitude and strength emotionally to handle it, which leads me to think it's, particularly with this, as the physical world, the masculine energy, it feels like it's all going to work out right. So, you know, what are you doing to yourself emotionally? What stories, what conclusions have you? It's just going to be the worst thing ever, right? Because that's what we do. That's what we're brought up with. That's what society does, right? Worst case scenario. No one does worst case scenario like my mom used to, though. She's like, well, family parties out in the backyard. But what if it rains? I'm like, what if we don't? I'm like, Mom, what if a meteor hits the house? How far are we going to take this? Right? You know, you snap out of that after a while, or you don't. Right? So activating the third eye, fun for Pisces. You know, the third eye, Ajna, her name is. It means servant. She's got a great press agent. I don't know where she got her press agent, but she ain't sharing it with the other chakras. Let's have a look-see-duck-see out the Whispers of Love Oracle, the higher selves of all involved. This might all be just you, that it's your higher self getting the message through. Cross-watchers, their higher selves as well as yours, but really anybody else involved, to make the card really, really cover as much ground as possible. They're in here too. Please take a nice deep breath. Let's see if the party turns. Okay. All right. We call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the whisper of love? The piece of information, inspiration, insight needed for the Pisces collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, to help them alchemize the prostitute in the 8th, strengthen the inner world on the outer, activating their third eye, being willing to see beyond their beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. And I remember that BIC, like the lighter or the pen, beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. Help them. What's your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power, information, inspiration, insight for the Pisces and cross-watchers this full to new October 2022. Demonstrate love. Demonstrate love. That's action. This is what we're looking so far at, what actions you got going on in the outside world. Can that be demonstrate love to yourself? Sure. There's nothing like that specific, unique frequency of our own love for ourselves. It just does things that no one else's can. It's the core of it. It's who we are. Demonstrate love. Find out what is important to the people you love and act on it. Well, I think we see that. However, how you negotiate that in terms of your spirit, right? It's like, where are you led to gold on that? You have the courage to alchemize it. If this is where shadow work begins, right, the healing work, the emotional, or whatever your process is, well, then you have the strength to do this, no question. But of course, when do we need the strength card, the courage card? Except when we're scared. We're afraid. He's scared. It's okay. It is okay. Ken Wapnick, teacher of A Course in Miracles, brilliant, unfortunately no longer incarnate, but blessed be, said that fear is not a sin. It's not. It's part of the human experience. It's just not part of the divine experience. So to demonstrate love when you're afraid to, right? Without prostituting yourself. That's a scenario here. You know, we all have spirit animals and totems, darling, each and every one of us, but they're not quite the same thing. I think, honestly, I found the best way to say it. Think of the show Lassie, you know, the dog, right? Movies, TVs, they were all different dogs. Well, I'm sure there was one that had a good run, but, you know, it's Hollywood for you, right? It's as good as your last bone. Oh, no, I didn't mean it like that, but I guess I did. Automatic double entendre that was. Those are spirit animals, the spirits of those animals. But then there's the totem of the dog. You feel it. It's enormous, right? It's all the spirit, soul essence of all dogs. So, general read, you do you, because they're with you. Let's see who's helping from the animal pantheon. Breathe. Still point. As I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Pisces collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. Please, beloved ones of the Divine Animals Pantheon, one card in clarity. Who walks with them? Who swims with them? Who flies with them? Who crawls with them? I guess I should say us at this point. Alchemizing the prostitute archetype from lead to gold, with strength on the inner, the world on the outer, activating the third eye, being willing to see beyond our beliefs, ideas, and conclusions, and demonstrating love. This full to new. October 2022. We got the meerkat. The meerkat. Don't sing it. It'll be in my head the rest of the day. Don't do it. Responsibility. The ability to respond, which is really what that word means. For decades, the energy I had around the word responsibility was burden. It's your responsibility, right? That's a conclusion that we can rewrite for ourselves. Definitely. Seeing past that for sure. I do need the magnifying glass. I mean, really, white type on a white background. What's the point? Card number 16. The meerkat. What kind of cat? Is it any old cat? Is it a meerkat? Did I just pass you? Yes, meerkat. Here we go. Breathe. Card number 16, meerkat, responsibility. Do you take responsibility seriously, or is it easier to blame others or outside influences? There is a human condition thing right there. There should be a balance between responsibility for others and yourself. Someone may not be honoring their word. Developing altruism is important. Teaching others the skills you have mastered is a highly honorable act. Now, that's a lot in there for a very, very short verbal description of the meaning of the card. Because there's a lot more in this book. It's a great book. DeMarco, right? Stacy DeMarco, I love her work. But I want to read you, because it goes into the behavior of the animal and all of that. I want to read you meerkat magic. It sounds suspiciously close to muskrat love. Meerkat magic is all about altruism and responsibility. Such small but fierce creatures watch out for each other and work as a community to educate and protect. Call upon the energy and magic of meerkats when you need help with yourself or someone else to hold their word or to fulfill their responsibilities. Meerkat energy is also valuable in facilitating teams in difficult conditions. Well, I don't know about muskrat love, but meerkat magic, I might have some applications for that magical implication for surezies. Wow. Okay. So, to me, the react is the knee-jerk reaction. Response is what you do about it. Reaction usually comes from a knee-jerk, right? A trigger. There you go. You just explode. You can't catch it. You have to be really, really fast to catch it. And sometimes, often, there's just hidden pain pushing whatever is coming up. So how do you choose to respond from that? So reaction is fear, lead. Response is gold, love. And that is a step-by-step process to get there. Nobody nails that all the time, except, again, maybe the Dalai Lama, because he's the Dalai Lama. He's been doing this lifetime after lifetime. I think he probably has that down. The companion part of it down, considering he was kicked out of his country. But he got to meet Richard Gere. You know, every cloud has a silver lining. Okay, let's move along. This responsibility, demonstrate love with responsibility. We got a prostitute demonstrating love with responsibility and activating the third eye. Oh no, there's too many entendres clouding. So let's clear the air, shall we? Remember how I said 3 more atoms than in lead than gold? Well, that's why we're going to call upon Lord Ganesh. Hindu god of prosperity and success and just wonderful overall, mostly known in the West at least as the remover of obstacles. So we're going to, in the language of spiritual alchemy, those 3 atoms in lead, keeping it from being gold, are going to be 2 obstacles. And this deck, this is Alana Fairchild. We just used Whispers of Love. This is the Whispers of Lord Ganesha. And I love it. Please take a nice deep breath. I don't really work with things I don't love anymore. people, places, or things. Breathe. Throat chakra. Still point. Beloved Lord Ganesh, I love you so much. I love you. Please. One card in clarity for the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. What is your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power, your oracle message to help the Pisces collective and cross watchers alchemize the prostitute in the 8th, strength on the inner world on the outer, activating the third eye, demonstrating love with responsibility? Please, your clarity, your guidance, your grace. What do you got for us to help us make our lives in this world more golden than leaded this full to new October 2022? Personal transformation. I bet he does seminars. How many personal transformation seminars? They mean anything. But we're going to find out what Ganesh and, of course, via Angela Hartfield means by that. Personal transformation. Pointing to something there. A ball. Let's see if they mention it. What's the number? Card number 35, but it looks like a 55. That's why I use a magnifying glass. Personal transformation. You might want to breathe this in, because that's what alchemy is. It's transformation. Personal transformation. Card number 35. Your soul is assisting you with creating changes to align you with your life's purpose, which must include how you survive, because it's a survival family archetype. Ganesha is pointing to the heavens and encouraging you to be open to new ideas and the growth of your spirit. I don't know, like activating the third eye, being willing to look beyond your B-I-C, just to clarify. Listen to the still small voice within. Come on, Pisces, that's our gig. You may have been feeling a strong desire to obtain or experience again a sense of meaning, inspiration, or purpose in your life. This is likely a time in which you are making some significant adjustments in your life. These adjustments are helping you in the process of changing yourself from the old you to the new you. This is exactly what waning moons are for. A smaller scale, usually. But you got major arcana in both inner and outer chakras. We did. You're in a great place now for honoring the person who you truly are or want to be, rather than simply following a routine that has little meaning to you. Well, and that's what we can do with the prostitute archetype. It's like, well, this is the same old thing, whatever. No, why go for my dreams? Screw that, right? Why work with myself? Just do what's right in front. Well, there's a difference between do what's right in front of you, be here now, and prostituting yourself through routine rather than breaking out of it. This will renew your inner energy. Well, and you have the courage to do that, obviously. Eliminate everything in your life that is not essential to your transformation. Oh, that should be fun for shadow moon people, places, and things dropping like flies out of your life. Realize that some of your activities may be in place simply to act as buffers or distractions from what is truly important. Come on, we're good at it. We are good at it. We can go into a daydream and just halt us in our paces. Allow the changes that are taking place and trust that a period of greater calm and stability will follow. Ganesha is calling you to your destiny. And look, guys, that's what the World card is kind of about. It's like you took your fate, but the lead of fate, and alchemized it into the gold of destiny. It's the end of the hero's journey where you just start again on the next adventure, right? Ganesha is calling you to your destiny. Your calls for guidance have not gone unnoticed, and you will ultimately find what you are yearning for. Well, so I think the personal transformation really does depend here upon you, your choice, your will. Everybody has the free will to do this, to act according to the best of your ability, to the dictates of your spirit, without negotiating the power of your spirit, whittling it down to nothing. Shall we? Last card down. As I said, there's gold hidden in the lid, a hidden blessing through all of this. And that's where we take a look at what that might be if you just do the work to the best of your ability, right? That's why I recommend that movie, The Shadow Effect. It'll help. It'll be like, oh, right? Because it sounds like so spooky and stuff, but there's hidden gems down in there. Just saying. So we're going to use the Blessed Be by Lucy Cavendish. We do these blessings for real. I'll explain that before we actually do it. The pantheons of all pantheons, a delegation, obviously, not all of them. My house can't hold that many spirits at once. Not in Holbrook. I don't think it's zoned for that. So let's ask him and see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. You know, spirit occupancy protocols and all that. Still point. I call upon the pantheons of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures. Please, beloved ones, what is the hidden blessing? The lead within the gold for the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. Should they do the alchemy to accentuate the challenge of their life of surviving without negotiating the power of their spirit with great strength and courage inside of them, waiting to be embraced and acted upon in the world, completing something on the outer. A graduation, it really feels kind of amazing because activating the third eye, being willing to see beyond the beliefs, ideas, and conclusions here is probably key to the emotional balance, so you're able to maintain your courage, right? So that love can be demonstrated here. Finding out what's important to those that they love and acting on it, and that might very well be for themselves as well, and that comes from responsibility and ability to respond rather than react, right? To be trustworthy in the sense of, you know, here's my responsibility. I said I was going to do it, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, even if that responsibility is to myself. Got to start there at some point on the inner, so that the personal transformation is what's going to bring forth this blessing. It is the alchemy from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, no longer being who they were, but tying up those loose ends and getting ready to be who they are going to be over this 2-week period. So please, the gold within the lead, the hidden blessing for the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs this full to new October 2022. A blessing to bring prosperity. I'm down. Oh, baby, make it rain. Make it rain. I'm in. I'm in. I'll do that mantra. I know that mantra for almost 3 years now. Card number 21, a blessing to bring prosperity. She got some apples. She got bunny ears. I don't know. I love these cards, but you really got to look at them to see like the depth of the detail. It's like, is that what I think it is? Split a hair. Let's read this one. Now we do these for real. I try and keep the shadow reads light and fun because you never know where they're going to go. You start high, maybe you land with like 2 of the readings of this series, a blessing on someone's final breath. It was like last breath, final breath. I was like, that's well. But this is actually feeling really good, so I'm glad we're ending on a high note. Card number, Cloris Leachman, I love you. Card number 21. I know, I was raised on television movie, folks. Back in my day, we had Betamax and we liked it. No, we didn't. We went straight to VCR in my family. Okie dokie. We're going to do the blessing for real at the end of this. Last 2 words is blessed be. That ends the reading, but I have to release all this energy, so if you want to hang around and chat for that, it's usually fun. Let's see what comes out of my dirty little Pisces mouth, Pisces moon mouth, which is hard to say. Please take a nice deep breath. Got the hardware. Still point. All right, pantheons of all pantheons, please convey and confer this blessing through me now. Card number 21, a blessing to bring prosperity. A blessing for you so that you will always have enough to support you and see you thrive. Dearest friend, may there be more than what it is you need, yet always let you be appreciative of all the gifts you have been given. May the natural prosperity and gifts of each season be yours, the fullness and wide open arms of summer and its rich harvests. May the falling leaves of autumn bring you the urge to let go and bring in and do what must be done. Shadow work. Let the depths of winter bring to you the richness of the inner light and life, the cold reminding you of the great golden heart at the center of you, and allow the spring bring you the green shoot pushing through new beginnings. May there be plenty for adventures beyond your home and hearth. Yes, that would be lovely. Let there be sufficient, so there is always wood in your fire. I have electric heat. Food in the pot and light shining down upon you. May the flow of abundance that nature reveals within all of her faces be yours. And wherever there is need, know it will be met again and again with the blessings of the universe, for they will flow to you. And you may gather them up in your arms and create more and more of whatever it is you need, whatever it is your soul calls out for. You will be able to create a home. Well, you will be able to nourish yourself and those you love. You will no longer struggle or attempt to force. Instead, you will enter the stream of plenty that flows all about you and is now yours. Let prosperity, real and true, be yours. And may there be gratitude and charity and generosity from you to meet the bounty of the world that now flows to you. Blessings of prosperity to you, friend. Let bounty be shared and its ways taught, so that all may know the simple secrets of growing enough for all that is needed. Blessed be. Breathe with me. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So motivating. So it is. Wow. Prosperous prostitute. I think you see the connection of the words there. Oh, bookends. Oh, Eiffel Tower, whatever. Oh my God. My fishy family, my mer people. What a read. Did you like it? I like it. I hope the other fishies find it. Want more of me here on YouTube? You know what to do. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell, because I am doing the best that I can to make my schedule as flexible as possible. There's a lot going on in the world, and a lot going on in my life, and I'm taking clients. But if you do want the deeper experience of me, the daily magic, miracles, and mysticism that is Mal, completely on Patreon. I love it so much. You'll really love it. We got a lot of Pisces over there too, by the way. That doesn't shock me at all. And the daily live streams are wonderful. The community, the camaraderie, and a lot of them are friends of mine. I got some friends from high school who've joined up, which is just a lot of fun. So yeah, if you want the deeper experience, the deeper dive, come play chat on Patreon. Link in the description box. And also there's a link in the description box for a lovely video called Booking a Reading with Mal, really. Explains everything you ever wanted to know about booking a reading with Mal, but we're afraid to ask. Well, you don't have to be anymore. You can just watch the video. And do remember, I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. And I wish you all the very best and the very blessed. I know shadow work sucks, but it can be delayed but not prevented, so why delay? Hang in there. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. And one more time, I love you. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.